You've got till the 14th to present.
What are you talking about, Judge? Hi, guys. I hope you're all doing well. Hold on one second. I'm getting things sorted. Give me one moment. Hi, guys. I hope you're all doing well. Bit of an early day today. I have a few things going on tonight, so I thought we would get going. I that weird Matt guy. I don't know about that, Matt. I saw those crumbs earlier. Guys, what is going on? Does anybody had dinner yet? If not, tell me what you had for lunch. I was gonna go live a little bit earlier, and I'll be honest with you what happened, okay? Y'all know how I'm addicted to coffee, and I like went and got my Tim Hortons and I was so excited about it. And I like set up all my stuff and I hadn't even had a sip of coffee yet. And I spilled it onto the power bar of the computer, which is a problem. That's a problem. That's a big problem. Okay. So but the biggest problem was in fact that I didn't even get one single sip of coffee. So I had to go back out to get another coffee, which I now have. There's a towel over there handling everything. And I've now had a sip of coffee. So we're happy and ready to go. What was I going to say? Clock in for your shift. Please hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. It is extraordinarily hot where I am right now. Just very hot. So, yeah. Pro tip, Matt. Thank you for that. Computers don't drink coffee. They do not drink coffee. That is true. I do. Burgos. Maybe, maybe not. Billy, shoot me an email with it, a link to it, and I'll be able to tell you. I see so many cases, and just so you guys know, for some reason, my brain doesn't I don't I don't go by the names of the people because I don't use names in any of my branding, let's call it. I don't use them in the description or the titles or anything like that. I don't tend to listen to names very much or remember them. It's just not what my brain is on the lookout for. So, um, you'll have to send me something else so that I can. Oh, it's live right now. Border Patrol. Yes, Matt. I still have one of those around here, I'm sure. A computer CD drive that slides out. You guys, okay, you're gonna get the inside scoop here. So it's Christmas in July right now, which for anybody new here, I just opened a PO box and I want to receive cards and postcards from you guys because I think that would be super awesome. And I also look at all these people. It's super dark. Yeah, I bet it is. I thought you meant me. I was like, really? Because I feel like I'm pretty well lit right now. But in honor of Christmas in July ending, we are gonna have a Y2K party in August. What was I gonna call it? New August Eve. Yes, New August Eve. And we're gonna have a Y2K party. And it's gonna be fun. So look out for that coming. It'll be online. We're going to party like it's 1999. And if you weren't born yet, you're still invited. Seriously though. Um, YKK, maybe. All right. So today we have I was a little uninspired. I'm going to be honest. Hi, Courtney. Um, I don't know why. It's probably because my mother's in town, but I just wasn't as on it with court stuff today. So, but I do have one custody law case. Oh no, that weird Matt guy. It's not, there's not many of those people around here. There's a few. Is Hayden young? I think Hayden's young. There was somebody else that came in once that was born in like 2006, and I was like, my daughter's born in 2008, so I'm not that young either. Vicky's here, Jonathan's here, that weird Matt guy, Courtney, Billy. Who else is here? Walkie, thank you again for your super chat the other day. So appreciate that. Um, Grammy Rita. I hope everyone's fourth was good. Oh fuck. I am such a noob. I didn't have it on live chat. Hi, Richard. Um, who else did I miss because of that? Cellulite yoga pants. Our former, I won't forget. You're Atari years old, Jonathan. That's great. Courtney's on her phone, y'all. Please keep that in mind for Courtney. Okay. See, Larry, you can step away. Oh, I just need to let you guys know Larry has been demoted to assistant manager after last night. Um, yeah. Anyways, he's still with us. He's still with us. I need you guys to respect him, but he's no longer a full manager. He doesn't have keys. He's just an assistant manager now. So, just keep that in mind.
So then the next matter is Kenneth Schutz and Melissa Schutz. 22-346-8.
I'm here, Your Honor. It's Melissa Bigler now.
Okay. Sorry, I was going from the caption of the case. All right, this is on for show cause matter. Is Mr. Anschutz here?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Okay. And I've got a question. The motion hearing, there's a note, evidence for safety of child GAL review. I wasn't clear what the purpose, in looking at the court file, I wasn't exactly clear what the purpose of the hearing is today, even with that notation.
Your Honor, I filed back at the beginning of June. It was a contempt hearing that I filed, and then I also filed the others because I feel like the children were placed with the father where they shouldn't have been, and I can explain like all my evidence and why as well.
Oh, this judge is a long pauser.
All right. Let me just look and.
Hi, Jody. Hi, Hector. This guy is such a pauser. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, we know what will happen if we hit the button. We'll miss something important, so I'm not going to hit the button, but I am going to draw your attention up to Melissa's television, very large. And I noticed sometimes there's people walking by in the reflection. And is that a big Motorola sign at the bottom? Hector, is this live or is it memorized? This happened 4 hours ago, so it's almost as live as you can get. But the judge is not showing that he's alive. Tape delay. I hate the delay for the stream. I turned it off. I used to have a stream like delay for it, and then it really bothered me, so I turned it off. Also, what is behind this
Okay, let's
misspelling?
proceed on the contempt matter first.
Sounds good.
Any lambs, Tashina?
I'll hear from Ms. Bigler, I guess, as to why the court should find contempt, and then I'll hear from Mr. Schutz.
Thank you, Your Honor. The first thing that I want to bring up is one of the biggest concerns that I have, and it shows in the emails between the guardian ad litem and myself that I filed with the contempt papers and the review. Ken had texted me asking if our youngest son is his kid, because Ken claims that his eyes are brown when our youngest son's eyes are green. And my daughter said at the dinner table about Camden's eyes being brown in front of myself, my fiance, my youngest son, and my oldest son. And my daughter had claimed that my youngest son wasn't a part of the family. And her saying that she had to have heard it from somewhere else and wouldn't have come up with it on her own. Since then, when I take pictures of my youngest son, he closes his eyes because he's ashamed, because he feels like he's not a part of the family. And that is due to his dad not claiming him as his own.
Yes, let's just have a little bit of a biology lesson. I believe it's called a Mendele square. Is it a Mendele square? Where you make the like boxes and then the dominant and recessive genes, and is it called a Mendele? Or is it somebody tell me what it is? It was from grade 9 science. Yeah, Mrs. What's-a-face. I almost failed that too. But I didn't fail that, and I sort of remember that. And I have to tell you, when anybody, and it's mostly men because women are pretty like aware of biology. Mendel was the scientist. Yeah, so I think it was a Mendel square that they used to call it. Anyways, for example, like blood type follows the same recessive gene things, I believe. Punnett square. That's what it is. Punnett square. They're not. Well, they taught us that they were, Sashina. Brian and Kimmy are having white rice with chicken and peppers. Yes, the Punnett square is a visual representation of the Mendelian inheritance. But I have blue eyes, and I have but blood type isn't, right, Sashina? Like blood type is, you have to have I have O negative blood. So both my parents have to have O negative blood for me to have O negative blood. And for my daughter to have O negative blood, her father has to have O negative blood as well. Orlando Chiquita, Donna, thank you so much. Hey, you. I appreciate that. Regardless, what I was going to say is that the look of a child influencing somebody's willingness to parent or acknowledge their parentage is just so baffling to me. Hi, Debs. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Debs, did you leave a comment earlier on the TPO case? There was a funny comment earlier on the TPO case where somebody accused me of clickbaiting in the title, and somebody came to my defense. I don't know if it was you or not, but thank you to whoever that was. Well, we have also learned I'm not a goddamn scientist, but regardless, if you want to know who if you're your child's father, go get a damn DNA test, right? Thank you, MB. Well, somebody complained about my cleavage yesterday, guys. Ridiculous. They said nobody cares about it. Nobody.
For the other contempt charges, most of the claims are shown in the emails that I provided, filed with the court. Ken has parental interference.
What did you say?
He has parental interference when the children are with me. He interferes on my time. My daughter played softball this year, and I was not allowed her softball schedule. I wasn't allowed to attend any of her softball games. I was told I couldn't go. I never received a schedule. I missed every single game because Ken and the guardian ad litem refused to give me the schedule for her softball games.
Did you ever ask the coach for the
I wasn't given the coach's information. I wasn't given any information for softball, the coach's name. I wasn't given any of that. I asked for it several times, and when Ken wouldn't give it to me, I asked the guardian ad litem, and she never got replied to me.
Okay.
And another thing, Ken refers to me as Melissa to our children when they're with him majority of the time, and he refers to me as Melissa and not mom to my children. And I have provided
That I'm not a pundy pee on. Because while, for example, my daughter and my ex-husband and I aren't together anymore. When my daughter talks to me about anything and like I reference her dad, I say dad. Have you talked to your dad? Are you going to dad's? But oftentimes she'll say something like, Walkie, you saw that? I totally spilled down my shirt. But she'll say something like, I'm going to my dad's house, or like she identifies it in a way that I'm like, I know who you're talking about. Like, I got it, but that's just the way it is. When I was a little kid, I started calling my mom by her first name, and she really was bothered by that and actually took me to a number of professionals to check into that, because I was like 4 years old and just using her first name. And we would like go out, to a store, and she'd be like, okay, it's time to go. And I'd be like, get away from me, Linda. I'm not going with you, or what. And so, it bothered her. And then, so she took me to like a therapist lady and a guy, and they were all like, wow, she's so precocious. She's already separated you as a person from mom. And my mom was like, I don't want that. I don't like this. When we're trying to leave a store and she's yelling my name at me and saying, get away from me, it's not helpful. I'm like, funny. But I mean, it's not something good to instill in a child to be disrespectful or rude on purpose, but it's also a really odd thing to complain about to a judge. Like, if your kids don't, like, how can you even blame that on somebody else? Anyways, I don't know. Let's continue. And yes, I did spill coffee down my shirt. And that's twice I've done that today. Richard, my mom's name is not Linda. I did not dox my mother, and I mean no rudeness about calling somebody Linda.
evidence that was filed for that. Ken has done parental alienation with our children against me, and my relationship with my children is not as great as it should be because of the things that their dad says about me to them. Ken refuses to communicate with me regarding our children. And Ken has also threatened to take time away from me, going against court order. And he has violated a court order about neither parent should make disparaging remarks about the other parent that Commissioner Nelson that we had before had signed back in February. And Ken also has domestic violence, assault violence history with 5 assault 4 DVs on his record. And I have the case numbers. He has a violent criminal history.
Can I ask you about that?
Yeah.
The final parenting plan was entered in 2022. Are any of those after that final parenting plan was entered?
Yeah, he refers to me as Melissa to my children, has been within the last couple of months of this year.
Wait, no, any of the domestic violence occur since May 17th of 2022 is my question.
No.
Okay.
No, I just wanted to make it known that he does have a violent history.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
That's for the contempt of courts. Those are the main things that he just does things that a parent should not do. And I also would like to, is it okay if I read my declaration? Because it has a lot of it in here also.
I read.
Well, Judge, I don't care if you read it. I would like to hear a little bit of it. Parenting plans are great. The unfortunate thing, I think of parenting plans almost a little bit like unions. If you have a good boss and a good company, you don't need a union. If you have parents that are able to get down to it and not fight with each other and put their children first, you don't need a parenting plan. However, when you do need it, that's when you need it, obviously. Bob Dobbs, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you for being here, and thank you for checking it out later. I so appreciate it. Did you mean to do it twice, Bob? If you did, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's so nice. Honestly, I think here's the thing. Children remember, even young children. So when the children grow older, if you were alienating towards that other parent, if you were rude towards that other parent, anything like that, the child's going to remember. And when they themselves have a child that they love and that they want the best for, it becomes very difficult to understand how a parent can't put their own feelings aside and just be an adult. I'm somebody that's been through a divorce. I have an ex-husband and a child who's 14, almost 15. And, but I was very flexible with my schedule. We never had an official parenting plan. It was just, we worked together, and we still do. Aw, Tony, thank you. I appreciate everything. I read all the comments, all the compliments, all the complaints, and all the chat too. I really appreciate it, you guys.
I read your declaration, and I also read the pleading regarding review evidence for safety of children.
Mm-hmm.
I just wasn't, I guess procedurally I wasn't clear on that, but.
Yeah, and the emails and text messages that I provided and filed with the court also shows everything and backs up my claims that I'm making and that I've been making.
All right. Mr. Schutz.
Yes. So on the eyes thing about my son, that was actually during the divorce. I asked her about Camden because
I'm sorry, I'm
how
what?
she left and everything. For my son's eyes being brown, that was during the divorce. I asked her about that. So I don't know why she's fabricating, saying that my daughter is saying all this stuff. That was just one text to Melissa back in 2001 or two. This was a long time ago. And then for me referring to her as Melissa, I just looked at the screenshots. It was Thursday, November 10th of 2022. So that was a while ago also. And for the baseball stuff, Melissa was supposed to bring Hannah to her opening ceremony, was it 15 minutes early? And I guess her and Hannah got in a fight because they couldn't figure out where to park or something. And so that's my interfering by saying, hey, you're supposed to be at your opening ceremonies at 15 minutes early. On the text, it says, make sure mom knows. It doesn't say Melissa, it says mom, that you need to be there 15 minutes early. Sorry. and what else? And I did give her some times for the games and stuff. And I do believe on one of the texts, it says mom is not going to take me. I do believe Melissa took that screenshot. So Melissa actually refused to take the kids or boyfriend. A report to CPS and APS reporting has been reported through state law enforcement is needed and will be made in 24 hours. So CPS, so the stuff that Melissa is actually saying to these kids has been involved in this through Columbia Wellness also. What else did she say? Oh, and my domestic violence stuff. That was when I was 22 years old. So I don't know why she keeps bringing up my past. That has nothing to do with today or anything. So, and the kids are doing great. I do believe I sent off their grades to you. You got a copy of that. They're AB average students. Camden only missed 1.3 days on trimester 3. So I'm just trying to figure out how I'm inconsistent by being a dad. It just makes no sense. Like I'm missing money right now because I'm supposed to be at work. This is the second time I'm getting 2 points knocked off for my job for these court dates.
Your Honor, I would like to bring up, I was not aware that Hannah was in counseling, and as a parent, I thought that I was supposed to be informed of this. And for the screenshot that I provided that he says that I wasn't taking her, that was in regards to a drop off. I wasn't driving her to Kelso. I said we were following our court ordered drop off plan that we have. And it is all shown in the screenshots that I provided. And for the claim that her first softball game, he sent me a time to be there, which said 10:45. And then he texted Hannah and told Hannah that we had to be there at 10:30, which was interfering with my time. And
She's sounding real petty right now. Real petty. And here's the other thing. She just said he never told me any of the times. Well, apparently he did. You just said he texted you and her about it. And you were able to take her to the first day. So, like 15 minutes before you're due to be somewhere, like I'm late to lots of things, but that ain't your time, honey. That's travel time to get to there. So it's really, and then also if she was able to take them, first of all, I bet I could go online and find the schedule for her kids thing. You know, hi Mish, welcome. Um, this is the problem with family law when you represent yourself. When you don't have an advocate, you sound extremely petty because you talk about these tiny little things that if a lawyer was talking about, maybe wouldn't come across so poorly, but because it's, just her coming across, it sounds petty. Also, the gentleman that she's talking to is not on the screen. That's why I'm covering up this block here. It's not the guy that's sitting here. Um, just in case anybody's wondering, he's just phoned in. If you're just getting here, please go ahead and clock in for your shift by hitting the like button. That's really important for me and for YouTube Daddy. And, you know, many jurisdictions require co-parenting classes for people that are involved in these types of cases. And I think it's an extremely important part of it. But again, if you don't want to learn and if you're in a bitch ass mood, you're never gonna. Hi, Taria. You've taught me how to say your name. And I'm almost, wait, Taria. Was it like tar like car? I can't remember. I think so. Davis, welcome. We have to remember that judges go on, that's good, Taria. Judges go on vacation. They probably get like maybe 4 to 6 weeks vacation a year, I would assume. So I we get sometimes as court watchers we get a little worried when we see our favorite judges leave or be away for a while, but it's generally very well planned and for the most part they come back afterwards. Now, maybe I'm crazy. Like here in Canada, judges would probably get 8 to 10 weeks of vacation a year. Easy. Easy. But 4 to 5 would be my guess in the States. I don't know. I'm spilling coffee everywhere today, guys.
Caused her to get upset, even though we were on time. So that is a lie because he told me a different time and is trying to tell Hannah a different time and make me look bad. And all of the evidence is in the papers that I filed and shows that he's lying.
Hey, Your Honor, I'm actually looking at the part where it says, was it Tuesday, April 4th? Hey, you have to be at practice at 6:45, so you can change for practice. This is a different practice. And Hannah wrote back to me, which Melissa took her phone and took screenshots of my phone that Hannah had. She said she's not taking me. That day, I had to race down to Woodland, which I was 3 minutes late, which is documented on the GL thing that Missy had wrote to her. So I was 3 minutes late because I was at the practice waiting for Hannah to show up. And I didn't take these screenshots, so.
Yeah, that, Your Honor.
Wait a minute. On the contempt, I don't find a basis for contempt here. There, as to providing things like softball schedules, looked at the parenting plan. Essentially, things like softball schedules, access to school records, medical.
Honestly, all of these things should be put into the parenting app that these two have to use. Either App Close, which is going to be the free one, or Our Family Wizard, which is the pay version. The Our Family Wizard one is good because the GAL over here, Beth Fellows, would be actually able to review all of the communications. It would just eliminate all of this. Just make the court order any activities that the children are involved in, the details must be uploaded to Our Family Wizard as soon as they're received. Like, it's so simple. And then the contempt is so easy to prove because she can come and say he didn't upload it to Our Family Wizard. So I don't sometimes it baffles me that the court will spend so much time on this when they have a few things at their disposal that could really rein these things in. Restricting the communication methods to that alone. Yeah. And that is mom right up there above me. And she does look bitter. And she's not happy. And that was just petty again. Like it's petty. Mish, I have to agree. I've done a little bit of research on that myself. I've done a little bit of research on the GAL situation in Cowlitz County. Let's just say that's another day.
Records, usually both parents have access to those things. And don't need to rely on the other parent necessarily for get that information. In an ideal world where everybody's getting along, that can work out, but there's not necessarily an obligation to provide a softball schedule.
Your Honor, how am I supposed to
Stop.
prepare?
Stop. I'm here to address your motion. I'm not necessarily here to address all your legal questions. Your motion doesn't rise to a level of contempt. I don't find contempt based on what violation of the parenting plan that's in place. I'm not considering any domestic violence allegations that occurred prior to May 17th of 2022. I looked at the motion regarding essentially for a change of custody. The court found adequate cause to move forward back in late 22 to change the parenting plan that was entered in May of 20. That still has not been resolved and needs to be essentially resolved by a trial, but it's not going to be resolved by a motion. And I understand you have concerns, but those are things that you need to present at trial to address that. In the adequate cause motion, just looking back at the court file, was entered December 14th. Adequate cause was found. Looks like Ms. Fellows was reappointed and there have been a number of motions in front of the court, but really what we need to do is we need to set the matter for trial on the adequate cause issue. Ms. Fellows, were you appointed for adequate cause? Is that correct?
I was appointed way back in October 14th of 2022. It was regarding the petition to modify.
Okay.
And then there was actually a trial because mom was requesting to move with the kids to relocate. That was in front of Judge Evans on November 4th. That was over 2 hours in court, and he denied the motion. So I have been maintaining being the GAL on the case. There have been significant concerns about Camden, the mother getting Camden to school. So it was brought back before the court in December to change the parenting plan because of the concerns that Camden was not getting to school. So the court did fine for that, changed the custody to primary to dad, mom getting every other weekend. And then
That was just a motion hearing in December.
It was to find adequate cause, because adequate cause was never found after the relocation trial. It was kind of fuzzy as I went back into court to look at what Commissioner Nelson had ruled on. So December 14th, I brought it back before the court regarding the adequate cause, and also brought up about the concerns I had. Commissioner Nelson did find that adequate cause was to be found, and that there needed to be a change in the parenting plan.
Okay.
And then in January 25th, we were back in court on a review. The request was to change schools for the kids. That was granted. There was another hearing on the February 1st. That was a contempt hearing brought in by mom. Contempt was not found. There was another hearing on January 22nd. So we've been in front of the court a number of times, often for the same things.
Okay. Procedurally, once adequate cause is found, I guess I saw adequate cause being found in December. And adequate cause is just, there are grounds to move forward. Not necessarily that this was a final order. I perceive the December order to be a temporary order, temporary change of the current plan. No parenting plan has been entered since. So
Is that a weird place to put her coffee? Ma'am, you look like you're sleeping. Are you frozen? No? Okay. Um,
hmm.
I agree about this court pushing things down the road. It is frustrating, to say the least. Yeah, I wish we could hear what she's saying too, but I don't think we'd want to. She's crying right now. She's wiping her eyes.
I'm just trying to figure this record out.
It is a bit convoluted.
I'm glad that you made it, Niche. I try and cover cases that other people haven't covered, but I don't have as much time to watch all the other court channels anymore because I'm doing this kind of stuff. So I sometimes cover things that people have covered. It's just the way we do. This is an interesting crying method because she's like sort of, I don't want to be seen, but she's on camera quite obviously. What the fuck was that beep? Did you guys hear that beep? Huh? Was that a bad beep? I've heard that beep twice today. It's not an identifiable beep. Okay, Rita. I mean, I spilled coffee on things that would beep earlier, so that's why I'm a little worried about it. But any lights on my computer? I don't know. Yeah, there's lights on it. There's a couple lights on it.
Could the
Oh,
parties, and I guess I want to start with Miss Bigler. visitation schedule are you currently operating under?
Currently, I have them every other weekend, Fridays, 5:30 PM to Sundays at 6 PM. And I did request, since it's summer, to have them every other week. And it was supposed to be ruled for that today.
When did you make that request?
Our last court date we had 2 weeks ago on June 21st, and Commissioner Nelson said he was gonna make a ruling on that with everything else today.
Hey, Your Honor, can I say something?
1 second. You can, but just give me a minute.
Alrighty.
There's no smoke coming from my PC. I don't even have a PC, I have a laptop. And but I realized you really did, Davis. I don't doubt it though. I know that Commissioner Nelson does that all the time. And the really frustrating part about that is that, like, in the legal world, kicking the can down the road is not that big a deal. Continuances, all that kind of stuff. Children, their lives, every day matters, every minute matters. And so it's frustrating that that it's so flippantly put aside sometimes. There's been a number of pro tem judges in place for him lately, and they've like gotten down to the meat of things, but they've had to spend time like this reading through these rando bench orders and random sort of things. And then Miss Fellows is sitting there silent, like, you could be a little bit helpful here, ma'am. You're supposed to be the attorney ad litem, or guardian ad litem, sorry. Okay, here's the T on this county. In most counties, a guardian ad litem is an attorney. Okay, they are an attorney that acts as a guardian in the case of the of children or people without their mental faculties or whatever.
I'm looking at the parenting plan was entered May 17th of 2022, which, at least based on the record that I've reviewed, that's the parenting plan there's never been a parenting plan entered since then. There have been lots of motions in front of the court, but no parenting plan entered since May of 2022.
I want to say that
So the thing is that a guardian ad litem does not need to be an attorney, Jonathan. And that is what I think the biggest sort of issue around here is. If you look at Keith, what's his name? Keith. You guys know who I'm talking about. He's in this court too. He's a guardian ad litem. He's not an attorney. He's never been an attorney. That's what got me thinking about it. Him and his wife both provide guardian ad litem services. But neither of them are attorneys. He used to be like a probation officer. Keith Lawrence, there it is. Yeah, MB. So, and his wife's name's Karen Lawrence, I think. And so, hi, Ellen. Oh, we talked about this. I'm just going to keep going. So it bothers me a little bit that like most courts do hire attorneys for this position because there's a lot to know. But I guess it just bothers me because I bet that the hourly amount is still quite high comparatively, and yet not an attorney. Anyways, Allen eyes. There it is. Okay, let's keep going.
I thought that Commissioner Nelson had written some bench orders.
Yeah. Which makes it really, well, yes, I think so. So in December, there was an order effective December 15th. The petitioner, meaning Mr. Anschutz, shall be primary residential parent for the children. The respondent shall have visitation every other weekend beginning December 23rd from Friday at 7 to Sunday at 5. And you're actually operating, well, let me just make sure there's
The January 25th court hearing was primarily about changing schools.
yeah, I saw that.
Your Honor, the bench order I have is from February 23rd of this year that says my visitations shall be modified to be Friday at 5:30 p.m. to Sunday at 6.
Okay, and I'm just reading that right now.
Yeah.
Okay, I see that.
And her time should also include school holidays and in-service days if it attaches to her weekend.
All right, Mr. Anschutz, what did you want to say?
Commissioner Nelson said he would entertain the idea of 1 week on one, or no, more time. He said he didn't say 1 week on, 1 week off. He said more time for the summer. He didn't say he's going to make a decision. That's the only thing I remember.
Okay. And I guess I have this question for each of you, and I understand your answers may be different, but did you understand that these written the orders were final modifications of your parenting plan?
I was not aware they were final. Everything that I have and that I was aware of, they were temporary.
I do believe I was informed. I do believe, right? Weren't we? Yeah.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I do believe I was informed, wasn't I? Yeah. Yeah, I was.
Okay. So I think to me, it's pretty clear that the parenting plan needs to be finalized rather than continuing to do these things sort of piecemeal. What I need each party to do is I need you each to file a proposed parenting plan with the court, because it looks to me like the May of 2020, the May 17th parenting plan essentially isn't being followed, and we're just a year beyond that. Not exactly sure how we got to the point we're at, but I need each party to file a proposed parenting plan. And in light of, but here's the context to that. That's not just, this is what I want in a perfect world, but in context of where we are, because the only adequate cause that's been found here comes from that order on December 15th. Court finds cause to modify the current parenting plan, and it's based on a new job. So there really hasn't been grounds to just reopen everything and say, gee, the primary plan should be changed. If there are and the May 17th, 22nd plan had a number of restrictions in it that it doesn't appear to me. I'm not sure how those were addressed, but it seems like the parties have sort of moved on from that. And there aren't necessarily the restrictions that were in place then. So I think we need a.
Okay, first of all, Debs, thank you so much. Welcome to the KCC crew. Sashina's asked, has anyone ever tasted bouillon cube? Well, let me just say, Sashina, in Scotland, they sell like beef broth at soccer games in a cup. Like, that's a standard common thing to drink. What's it called? Bovril? No, it's not. Is it Bovril? What is it called? You know what I mean. Like an OXO cube is what she's talking about. But in Scotland they sell, like, you buy it, you'll be like, oh, I'll have a, what is it called? Come on, my Scottish people. It's warm Bovril. Yeah. Yeah. So bone, no, it's not bone broth. It is like it's definitely not made from the bone, I think. But it's very salty. Very salty, but delicious. I mean, I eat seasoning packets from ramen.
So I guess I want the parties to file what it is you want in terms of a parenting plan. And then the court can address that. I don't have any terms of making an order regarding summer visitation. I don't have any basis to do that at this point. That was an oral request made of somebody else in a hearing, and there's no written motion, nothing that set out why that should happen. And there's no provision in the original plan for summer visitation being any different than school year visitation. The current plan has those being the same. School year and summer visitation are the same under the current plan. So if Ms. Bigler, if you wanted to change that summer visitation, essentially you would have to show adequate cause as to why that portion of the plan should be changed. And so you would need to file a motion to that effect.
Your Honor, I do, and to that, I do have a question. If everything is based off of the old parenting plan for May of last year, we had every other week. So I don't understand how I've done anything wrong to get my summer visitations taken away.
I didn't see it being every other week. Let me just look at it. It's kind of a, it says limitations on a parent. There are parent abandonment, neglect findings as to Melissa. And it says evaluation and treatment are required.
That was complete, Your Honor.
Okay. Then it says school schedule does not apply. And it says school age, or excuse me, underage school, under school age children does not apply. School age children immediately reside with Melissa except when they are scheduled to live with Kenneth. And then it goes on. Sunday at 10 to Sunday at 6. First and third week of the month from Sunday at 10. So this was in every other week. Oh gosh.
If I recall correctly, I believe they were doing a week on, week off. Essentially. Which became an issue when Mom moved to Vancouver. And so that's kind of how we got to the every other weekend.
Okay.
And again, we had the trial with Judge Evans November 4th.
That was that was a relocation issue that I don't know that really. So then the December order really didn't. Technically, what the December order did was it changed everything. And then that was modified slightly and just regarding basically an hour or two here or there in that February order. So the current order is the February order, I guess. Not, I guess, I should say the February order is the current order.
Neener. People at courts at work. People in court is at work. Hi, friend.
But what we need
also
to address
besides-
is,
he's so boring. It's like painful.
yeah, and I guess I don't have a way of knowing if what the commissioner was thinking in terms of whether this would have any impact on the summer or not. But the summer schedule is the same as the school schedule. And so I guess what I want is I do want proposed parenting plans from both parties that address both the school year and the summer.
I also have a theory on tattoos that people with tattoos are probably not going to appreciate very
And
much.
at this point, I'm just. So, Ms. Fellows, are you currently actively working the case in terms of doing something to prepare a report for the court?
Yes, at this point, Dad has not fully paid for the GAL fee, so I am kind of actively working it, but he needs to pay those fees in full. He's made a few payments, but he owes probably about $650 still. So although I do have seen the kids and have been working the case, I'm not in a position right now to fully write the report and things like that.
Mr. Anschutz, when can you have that fee paid?
It's kind of hard because I have 2 car payments and rent, and then I pay for all the kids. So I've been giving Beth like $100 here, $50 there. So money's kind of tight, but I got a new job 3 months ago. So I told Beth that
Can you imagine owing your guardian ad litem money like a bookie? Like, I've been throwing her $100 here, $50 there. What? Also, she's been on this case for however long. Like, she should have something. She's gonna get paid. It's so crass to me. Yeah. Okay, people in court, thanks for reeling my chicken tattoo. I'm just joking. Um, yeah, again, this is sad.
we could work on that.
Okay.
And I can make another payment Friday. I get paid Friday. I can make what, $300? $300 if she wants me to come in and do that.
Okay, so pay $300 Friday. When can you have the paid in full?
What do you think? By the end of this month? This is the birthday party. We're gonna try for the end of this month. We have a birthday party we have to pay for also.
Have it paid in full by August 15th?
Yeah, I'll try to get it. I'll definitely try, yes.
Okay, well, the end of this month is that you threw out there was July 31st, so I'm giving you a little more time than that, so.
Sure. Thank
300
you.
this Friday and the balance by August 15th.
Okay.
Then I need both parents to file proposed parenting plans. And I want to review this on Friday. Let's see.
You guys, I think she's already paid her part of the GAL fee. It's just him that hasn't paid it, but she was the one that I believe requested getting the GAL put back in because she's the one that lost the visitation. So she's actually already paid hers, as far as I can tell.
July 28th. And I want to say a few things. It doesn't appear to me that, well, from what I can tell from the orders, what's in effect now and what is in effect now is the every other weekend schedule with no change in the summer. If the I can't tell from the record if the commissioner wanted to do anything different in the summer, but apparently he was open to considering that. So if the parties can come to any agreement about the summer, great. If you can't, I will address that on the 28th as to your proposals. And I realize that cuts into the summer significantly. So it may be that I will
Someone wind him back up.
well, I think didn't seem to me that there were any grounds. No, I'm not gonna, I don't have anything more. I just want to see what the parties' proposals are. And I want to review this on July 28th. That'll be at 8:45 docket. It's in front of, that's on my presentation docket. It's Friday morning at 8:45. It's a Zoom hearing. So exchange proposed parenting plans by July 14th. And then I'll review those on the 28th. And we'll see where we are then.
Your Honor, I just want a clarification of what you just said. Am I supposed to communicate with Ken about getting extra time with my children during the summer or not? Even if it's a couple extra days.
Yeah, to the extent that right now the order doesn't allow for that. But I would encourage the parties to communicate about that. If you can come up with an agreement, that's ideal. But if you can't, I will address it at the end of July.
They can't share a freaking schedule for softball. How are they going to
Your
do
Honor, I would
that?
have no problem with communicating with Melissa, but every time we communicate, she uses every text against me. So is there like a way we can like third party contact between each other? Because I'm talking every text, she turns it around on me.
At this point, I'm not going to dictate how the two of you communicate. You've got till the 14th to present parenting plans. If you look at each other's proposed plans and see that there might be some middle ground, that's up to, what you communicate is up to you. And I will, by the 28th, I will have some decisions for you about moving forward.
All right, thank you.
Who believes that? I'm going to write the date down.
So our next hearing, July 28th at 8:45, correct?
Yes, Zoom.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I'm going to write that down on a piece of paper that I will never look at again. But I wrote it down.
All right, Christopher Olson and Tiffany Johnson.
I'm here.
And is Mr. Olson present?
Yes, I'm here, Your Honor.
I'm trying to be added in on a different computer because my battery's dying. Are you able to do that?
If you had a different computer, you just need to log in on it.
I am. It says the host will let you in soon.
Oh, okay. I will let you in.
Her favorite color is blue.
Thank you.
Wait, these two had kids? Oh my God, sometimes I forget that that's what the basis of these things are. This gentleman here and that
Thank you.
lady.
Okay, so this is on today. I'm looking at a June 21st order. Where the court found adequate cause to hold a full hearing or trial regarding the petition to modify the parenting plan that was filed on March 30th.
What song do you think they made love to, guys?
So I'm not clear on what the motion to show cause on today is about. Looking at the file, I don't see. I see a motion for adequate cause. I see a finding that there was a finding of adequate cause. The matter was sent to mediation and the mediator reported that essentially mediation didn't occur because Mr. Johnson didn't, or Mr. Olson, excuse me, did not attend. So I'm not clear on what the matter is being, what's being addressed today.
So, I started this motion to change the parenting plan due to changes in behavior from Chris. There's been a lot of changes in his parenting and being late picking up. I had approached Chris to see if he could give me a drug test, and he said that he would need a week. And this was before I started the change of parenting plan. He's been reapproached 3 different times, and every time he has said he needed a week. I explained that I would pay for it. I just need to know that he's not using, because he used to be very involved in Zach's extracurricular activities, school, things like that. And he no longer is. He's late picking up. His girlfriend has a open CPS case for drug use, and she is the one that picked Zach up on Sunday. And I'm concerned. Chris is 6.5 months late on child support, which I'm not trying to increase the child support, but he has him for a week on, week off during summer. And if he's not able to pay that $100 during school, I'm concerned about how he's feeding him and supporting him, basically. All I'm asking for is him to have him every other weekend and give a drug test. I can pay for it. If he passes it, I'll pay for it. But I need to know that my son is being cared for properly.
Okay, so the court granted the motion for this to move forward based on the concerns I think you just raised.
Well, and we tried to go to mediation. I got a letter from them the first time because he failed to do it in a timely manner. Then when we scheduled, the mediator called him, tried to get him on the Zoom, and he didn't answer. And then he has also missed 2 court appearances in the meantime.
Okay. So apparently we're on today to address whether changes will happen or not to the, when we look at the
Judge, you're killing me. You are seriously killing me, dude. Did you not review beforehand? Did you not do your homework last night? Because
all right, Mr. Johnson, or I'm sorry, Mr. Olson, I don't mean to keep calling you Mr. Johnson. I'm sorry about that. Mr. Olson, do you have a response?
Yes, I do, Your Honor. First of all, Kelly Carneal does not have an open CPS case. That is a false accusation right there. That her kids' dad has been, since we have been dating, caused numerous problems in her life. He's done this numerous times, and she does not have an open CPS case. Second,
Okay, so I understand that position. Go on to any other response you want to make.
yeah, well, she says that haven't been involved in Zach's education or his sporting events. They moved to like Vernonia, which actually I don't even know where they live because, and in fact, in the parenting plan, I'm supposed to pick him up at their house, but they have me pick him up at the stop sign down the road. So I really don't even know where they live, and it's actually been like that his whole life. She tries to keep where they live a secret from me, and treat me like I'm a weirdo or something, that I've never done anything. It's kind of ridiculous. And you know what? As far as sports go, since he was started t-ball, I have always been at least an assistant coach or on the field helper in all of his basketball and his baseball. And now I can't because I was working and got off at 3:30, and the sporting events, they're we were supposed to get schedules online with the school's website, and I wasn't able to get like accurate ones for the basketball this year. And it's really tough. The drive over there, they live in between Vernonia and Jewel. And it's a long ride. It's like a 40-minute ride. And in wintertime, that road is crazy. I was late. And you know what? I'm sorry, I'm 7 minutes late or 2 minutes late. Then she writes down or texts me about being late on Sunday. The pickup spot got changed, and I wasn't aware of it until like that day that I was supposed to be in Grand Mound to pick him up at the Grand Mound exit. And yeah, I was like 12 minutes late. And then they are taking pictures of us and accusing Kelly, and that is not an open CPS case. Your Honor, this is like, and she did not ask me 3 times to provide a UA. They did at first, and I refused it. And because I feel it's a control thing, but if they want a clean, I can, and I told her this, that I could provide a UA with them, and she refused it. So that's like her word against my word. And if you want a UA, I will take a UA right now. And I've been unemployed since December, and I have been struggling financially. And believe me, I hate owing child support. It is not where I want to be. But like and my unemployment ran out. I'm struggling to make ends meet right now.
And we're not addressing the child support issue today. So
okay. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I don't know what else to say. I was like diagnosed with diabetes within the last couple of years, and I'm just getting used to being diabetic and getting the proper diet, and not eating the things. And the last couple of months, I've really been dealing with like swollen feet, and I backed into a bed frame and it cut my leg open, and I'm having a hard time getting that to heal. And I'm seeing a wound specialist. I know I'm not sure why you need to know that right now. I'm sorry. Every weekend, it seems to be working out fine. Every other week during the summer, everything seems to be working out fine. If she wants me to UA, I can provide one for her. I just don't want to waste any more time. That's about all I got to say. I was supposed to get another mediator. The mediator we had was the same mediator that I had with my renter case. So she had a conflict of interest, and I was supposed to get a new mediator, and no one let me know I didn't even know about the second court date. I'm sorry about that. And the mediator I had didn't know. When I asked her about it, she said she wasn't sure, but I was still waiting to be appointed a new mediator, and that never happened.
Okay, what I'm going to do in this case, I am going to order that you submit to a hair follicle drug test. And Ms. Fellows, are you still here?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you know off the top of your head who's doing hair follicle tests locally?
Excuse me, Performance Occupational on Hudson Street.
Could you say that again?
Performance Occupational.
Okay. So I'm going to order you to submit to a hair follicle test at Performance Occupational. That's, I don't know the exact address, but that's on Hudson Street in Longview. I need you to do that no later than Friday of this week. And you'll need to provide the result to the court. And
Would you like the address, Your Honor?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Would you like the address?
If you have it.
It is 1516 Hudson Street, number 201.
Mr. Olson, did you get that?
15 what? What was that again?
1516 Hudson, number 201.
That's the drug testing
Okay, I got
address, guys. I'm not worried.
I
I
got
don't
it.
need
Thank
to
you.
block that.
Okay. We're going to review this on July 21st at 8:45. If the result of the test is positive, or if you don't take the test, I'm going to treat that as a positive result for controlled substances. And so if you either don't take the test or the test is positive, you'll pay for the test. If the test is negative, that is it doesn't show controlled substances, Ms. Steinweg will pay for the test. And then based on the information coming out of that test, the court will look at what's an appropriate schedule. But I think right now we're going to stick with the every other weekend, every weekend, the current schedule. And that'll be reviewed again on the 21st at 8:45, July 21st, 8:45 on Zoom.
And will the court docket say just self-represented again?
No, it's going to be presentation docket for myself, Thad Scudder, presentation for Thad Scudder.
Okay.
Any questions from either of you?
Nope, I think that's it.
No, I'm good. Thank you.
All right. That'll be the order of the court.
Thank you.
And I believe
Did he say his name is Bad Stutter? My name is Bad Stutter. I have a bad stutter. I don't think he did. That is the end of that docket, you guys. What was the date? Was that July 21st, he said, for that one? I know the first one was July 28th, but that one I think was sooner, July 21st. Once again, written down on a piece of paper I will not look at. Guys, that is going to be it for me today. I have some new videos that I will try and premiere tonight, but that's it for my live. I know Time Served is going live within the hour, and yes, if you would like to defend me and my cleavage, you can go to yesterday's live and look at the lovely comments. I'm just kidding, actually. Seriously though, guys, I really do appreciate you. That was weird. A little noise popped up on my other thing. But anyways, Listen, guys. Oh, actually, also, I did post a TPO the other day. I don't know if you guys have watched it or not. We haven't watched it live, and it was actually a pretty good one. So if you need something, go back and that's like a good 30-minute little thing to tide you over. I will be back tomorrow with more court. I appreciate you. I love you guys. I'm proud of you. And I hope you have a wonderful evening. I'll talk to you soon. Make sure to clock in for your shift. Please don't be a dick. Give that like a click. Bye. This episode was brought to you by Lenscrafters, not a sponsor.